Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, setting the record straight about Twitter. A couple of hours ago, someone sent me this tweet. The purge shifted into another gear. Tony Heller, check your Twitter stats. Jesse Lee Patterson said, just lost 400 followers out of nowhere. Thanks, Twitter. So I checked my stats, and sure enough, over the past 2 hours, I lost 125 followers and 72 followers, respectively. I've been tracking the Twitter purge hourly for several months now. Normally they take away about 4 or 5 followers per hour, but over the past 2 hours they took away nearly 200. This graph shows my hourly purge since the 1st of August, and this is the last 2 hours. Some of these are probably legitimate unfollowers, but as I'm going to show you, the vast majority aren't. This graph shows in red my unfollowers from June 12th through July 2nd, 2020. You can see that Twitter was removing followers at a rate of about 83 per day, with an amazing R-squared of 0.998. This does not look anything like legitimate unfollowers. If I said something that upset people, I might expect to get a little spike in unfollowers. But a steady linear trend like this can only be explained by algorithmic theft from Twitter. For many years, my Twitter following steadily increased, but all of a sudden, several months ago, it stopped happening. So I hired a data scientist to write software for me to track it in the middle of June, and I've been tracking their cheating ever since. Patrick Moore, Steve Malloy, and other climate skeptics have reported the same thing. Patrick Moore said, my Twitter analytics show that I've lost 349 followers in the past 28 days. I was normally getting 1,000 to 3,000 new per month. I've never had a decline in followers since I joined in 2013. I have a 48% increase in mentions last 28 days. Does anyone know how I can dig into this deeper? Now I'm going to show you how Twitter is executing the purge. What Twitter does is they restrict or eliminate conservative accounts, like this guy, Citizens News Channel. Caution, this account is temporarily restricted. You're seeing this warning because there's been some unusual activity from this account. Do you still want to view it? And when you view the account, you see nothing unusual, except for the fact that they're now following 0 people. So what Twitter does is they restrict the account and empty their following list. Thus, I lost this person as a follower. And additionally, since Twitter did this, I can't contact the individual by direct message. A few weeks ago, Twitter pulled this trick on General Flynn's attorney, Sidney Powell. This is what her profile looked like at the time. She had 380,000 followers, and they restricted her account for no reason. And of course, they emptied her following list. And this is just one of the dirty tricks which Twitter uses against conservatives like myself. Another thing which Twitter does is they block my images for most users. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. This is what most people see when they look at my tweets. The following media includes potentially sensitive content. And this is what they're hiding, a graph of US temperatures. There's nothing sensitive about my images at all. They're usually graphs, pictures of birds, or pictures of dogs. One more dirty trick which Twitter pulls is they've never given me a blue check to show that I'm verified. I have one of the largest follower lists of any unverified person on Twitter. There's lots of other dirty tricks which Twitter pulls to keep people from seeing the information I present, like this one. Just a heads up for your case against Twitter. I can't tag you in a post because Twitter hides your handle from being visible. I think what he's saying is that Twitter won't autocomplete my Twitter handle, Tony__Heller. Leftists can never win an honest debate, so they invariably end up censoring people. And history shows that the intellectual violence normally leads to physical violence in the near future. Toto doesn't like cheaters and liars, and he's been pulling back the curtain on them for a long time. You can visit him on the web at realclimatescience.com.